And we're ready for this one. Antoine Walker is at the center with Okoro. It's won by the Rams, and Shepard starts things off for URI.
And here we go, Stone. A big game here for the Rams against a great St. Louis squad. And a big test here, as you mentioned, without the Mitchell twins in the starting lineup. Should be interested to see how they start.
Rhode Island's first shot goes up and through, and it's for Ish El-Amin. We talked about him just moments ago in our open, but El-Amin, 21 points and 7 rebounds his last time out against Duquesne, and he picks up where he left off with a 3-point bucket for URI. As we continue to talk about that starting lineup change for Rhode, Mikal Mitchell had started 50 straight games for URI. His brother Makai had started all 27 this season for Rhode. So Walker and Martin get the start today, but here's another look at this last bucket here, and just a straightaway 3 for El-Amin, and he's going to hit that 9 times out of 10, that wide open.
Yeah, and El-Amin, as you mentioned, hot in the last 2 games, had 3 threes in the last game to contribute to his 21 points, and he gets started here early.
Just getting back to that lineup change. Martin, though, is no stranger to the starting lineup. He had 47 starts in his career at Charlotte before transferring to Rhode. He made 10 starts a season ago. And Walker started all 25 games last year for URI. As Rhode missed on the other end, Antoine Walker missed a layup, and it goes back the other way for St. Louis, the winner of the Atlantic 10 Conference Tournament back in 2019 in Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah, and as you mentioned, Martin and Walker, no strangers to the starting lineup, as Shepard knocks down the mid-range there. But very key contributors this year, the first 2 guys off the bench, but definitely no strangers starting as we've seen years past.
That trio of Leggett, Shepard, El-Amin, so important to Rhode Island this season in terms of getting that guard play out in front of them. Again, we talked about it briefly, but Rhode's first game that all 3 were in double figures their last time out against Duquesne since the opening night win back in November against BU, as that one's soared out of bounds by the Billikens, and Rhode will take over. They started off this game on a 5-0 run and looking to add to it, Kyle.
Yeah, and you mentioned the importance of the guard play. We see 2 early shots here from Shepard and El-Amin fall. But you mentioned when they play well, it seems like this team plays well. They've gotten consistent performances from the front court, but it's really the back court that makes a difference.
El-Amin 21, Leggett 13, and Shepard with 12 the last time out. All 5 of the team's points come from guards today thus far, as Walker misses his second field goal attempt. 3-point bucket went good for El-Amin, and a 2-point bucket for the mid-range variety from Shepard, as breaking the streak of misses for the Billikens. It's Yuri Collins, who's primarily known for his passing ability. 8 assists per game, leads the country this season, but he gets a 3-point bucket to fall, and St. Louis cuts this to a 2-point game in its infancy. Rhode looking for a 3 again. Walker left it short. Leggett was fighting for the rebound, and the foul is going to go against Jordan Nesbitt, the transfer from Memphis.
And early on here, Stone, you can't help but notice the aggression from 3-point range. We see Collins knock down that 3, but the Rams, when they make 7 or more threes this year, are 6-1 on the season.
Yeah, 3-point shooting has been one of Rhode Island's struggles this season. There's a good nugget in the corner of your screen. 67 points per game is 10th best in the conference. Rhode matching up against St. Louis, that is the top scoring offense in the A-10 this season. Walker wanted a foul, doesn't get it after the miss from Rhode, and Collins brings it up the far side for St. Louis. Hard to believe Travis Ford is in year number 6 at the helm of St. Louis. Of course, we talked about it, but brought the Billikens to an NCAA tournament in 2019 as a 3-point bucket goes through for St. Louis, and they respond with a 6-0 run of their own. Fred Thatch puts another 3-pointer through, and the Billikens by a point now.
Yeah, and despite the defensive prowess from Rhode Island this year, only allowing 63 points per game, you get the feeling that this one could open up into an offensive scoring fest.
St. Louis, one of the top 3-point shooting teams in the conference as well, the top free throw shooting team in the conference, and also the top rebounding team, as Shepard dished it, corralled the loose ball. The shot clock's down to 2. Leggett throws it up, and he'll miss the 3, but he did absorb the contact from Collins, who's getting an explanation from the official, who tonight are Lee Cassell, A.J. Desai, and Earl Watson.
We see Thatch knock down 3 here. but just a really smart play from Leggett on that play right there. At the end of the shot clock, not much going. Didn't have a really good look at the rim, forced the contact, and he'll get 3 shots at the line.
So Leggett goes to the free throw line for URI, a 70% free throw shooter, as substitutions are coming in at the next whistle for both sides. Travis Ford's current starting lineup is starting its 12th consecutive game, as it's a 3-point foul, so both will wait to come in, but it's Martin Linson and Makai Mitchell in for URI.
Yeah, and free throws are going to be huge today for the Rams, Stone. URI, as has been the case all year, has been one of the worst teams in the NCAA in free throw percentage. 345th out of 350 with 63% from the line. But if they can knock down their free throws, they've shown that they can beat any team in the country this year.
That's a good point, Kyle. You know, you look at Rhode Island's three-point shooting and free throw shooting, the correlation between the two is if you're both shooting poorly, you got to think about how many empty possessions Rhode Island is leaving out there on the court. And you look at those numbers this year for Rhode Island, three-point shooting-wise, they only make 5 threes a game. They shoot at just 33% from deep. And Kyle, like you talked about, free throw-wise, just a 64% free throw shooting team this season. The Rams do get the lead back after 2 out of 3 go through from Leggett. As Rhode Island's locking up, shot clock is down to 5. Next whistle brings us to a break. Soaring through the line and laying it up is Thatch, his second bucket for the Billikens. And another lead change early on. The Billikens have hit their last 3 and now are up 8-7.
And Thatch getting to the rim there easily. He's off to a hot start with 5 points on 2 of 3. One of
regular season champ to start off. Rather, that was the second game actually for Rhode. That was on Friday, but it positions URI to take on St. Bonaventure. St. Bonaventure wins that matchup. They then face St. Louis in the championship round, and the Billikens get the victory. Travis Ford takes yet another tournament to the another team to the NCAA tournament. A hop step, a drive, and a layup. Nice move for Terrence Hargrove Jr. into the game for the Billikens. Gets a bucket off the bench, and now 4 of the last 4 have gone through for SLU.
And early on, we're seeing these large guards for the St. Louis team getting into the paint and causing Rhode Island some problems where they usually are strong.
Rhode bringing in a couple of subs as well as we take another look here at this bucket for Hargrove. He lays it up and in. Thomas into the game for Rhode, as well as Mikhail Mitchell. So both Mitchells, despite not getting the starts, are into the game. And those minutes their last time out against Richmond, as a bucket goes through for Rhode. Another three-pointer for Ish El-Amin, his second. And he leads all scorers right now with 6 points. But you look at those minutes last time out against Duquesne, just 15 minutes for Makai Mitchell, 17 for Mikhail Mitchell. And of course, David Cox said the size of Duquesne was the reason why. And well, similar size here in St. Louis, granted a more talented team that the Billikens will offer instead of the Dukes of Duquesne. But Rhode Island responding here with a 3 from El-Amin. That's the advantages of playing a smaller lineup.
Yeah, and El-Amin has really started to be more aggressive in these last 2 games, really looking for his shot. Most fans would probably say he's been a little passive, would look for a little more scoring from him in most games, but he's really come on strong towards the end of the season. Could be an X factor for them in the A-10 tournament.
Carry into the game for URI. He kicks it out. Mitchell thinking 3, and it hits off the back of the iron. Ball's loosed and corralled by the Billikens. Nesbitt came up with it. Collins, the premier ball handler for the Billikens this season. This is a St. Louis team that this late in the year, most A-10 fans know about this already, but the likes of Javante Perkins done for the year after getting hurt in an exhibition game. And Kyle, you look at this team, 19-10, 10-6 overall, fighting for that double bye in the conference tournament. You like to think if Perkins was healthy this season, they'd be very good, to the tune of probably top 25 late on into the season.
Yeah, and you look at guys like Jimerson and Collins, as we see an amazing layup there from Nesbitt, but just so much star power on this St. Louis team. Javante Perkins has been leading them for a number of years now. They would be amazing if they were here.
Take another look at this, though. Jordan Nesbitt back is really to the lid already, right? As he goes up, and he still finishes up the left-hand side. Nice take for the Billikens to give St. Louis another lead. Trying to make it a 3-point advantage, and that's no good. A rare miss for St. Louis.
Yeah, as you mentioned there, the leaders in the conference in free throw percentage as well as free throws made. A huge season offensively for the Billikens.
7 minutes into this game, Rhode and St. Louis exchanging buckets on a Wednesday night. Thomas pirouetting away, feeds it down low, and Makai Mitchell's going to get 2.
And it'll be interesting to see, you know, we saw in the starting lineup a little bit of a smaller lineup from the Rams, but we can see now with the Mitchells in the game if they can take advantage of that smaller lineup from St. Louis.
Travis Ford's squad had won 6 straight A-10 games at one point in this season. And that has placed them nicely at 10-6 as Mitchell misses. But again, some standing purposes for St. Louis as well. They entered today 5th in the conference. St. Bonaventure is 4th with an 11-5 conference record and a 2-0 record against St. Louis as the second one goes through for Rhode. St. Bonaventure has one more game against Richmond on Friday night. St. Louis has this game now to conclude and then also has a game against VCU on Saturday night. So an opportunity, granted if wins and losses go their way, St. Louis can get into that top 4 and then awarded the double bye as another basket for St. Louis drops up and through. It's Linson. And the Billikens up by 3, but it's quickly cut to 2 as Makai Mitchell gets a bucket.
Yeah, and the pace really starting to pick up in this one, Stone. 2 quick buckets from the Rams and the Billikens there.
Inside again. St. Louis going to work with their bigs. It's blocked away by Makai Mitchell. And now we have a foul. A lot of commotion. Both teams seemingly thinking they were not the culprit of the foul. Ultimately, Rhode Island gets the bad news. Martin comes in, Thatch comes in.
We see DeAndre Jones as well for the St. Louis Billikens checking in.
That's right.
The senior transfer from Central Arkansas.
As a bucket, no good, but it's a foul, and looks like free throws for St. Louis. And that's going against Makai Mitchell. And to the line now goes Fred Thatch, who shoots the ball 72% from the free throw line.
And as we mentioned earlier, Stone, this is not somewhere the Rams want to see the Billikens at the free throw line. The #1 free throw shooting team in the conference. This is an easy way that they can put up points and build a lead.
Yeah, this year they're shooting 77% from the stripe. Today, early on, it's been a struggle as they're just 1 of 3. But this is a team that was the 350th free throw shooting team, I should say, excuse me. Just 2 seasons ago in 2019-2020, they only shot 58% from the stripe. But again, that was, you look at some of those Travis Ford teams that had so many good guards, the likes of Goodwin and Hassan French, or forwards, I should say, as it's fed inside and blocked away. Makai Mitchell thought maybe that one went down. Ultimately, he gets the news from the official. The other way for St. Louis, and Thomas grabs the rebound. And now a little bit of pace in this game. Carey's thinking pull up. Rims out. And now St. Louis will jog. Here come the Billikens.
This game really picking up here, Stone. Both teams flying up and down the court.
Rhode wanted to travel. Instead, they get the steal as Makai cuts. He can't finish, but his brother cleans it up.
Both teams just looking to push it in transition. Makai Mitchell doing a great job there, pushing the floor with that handle of his, finding his brother Makai. Couldn't finish on the layup, but Makai right there for the putback.
Rhode right now losing the rebounding margin 9-7. A St. Louis team this year that is out-rebounding their opponents by average of 7. As a drive for the Billikens, fed inside, no good on a layup. How about a second chance, no good, and Carey saves it. Jones thought maybe he was fouled. when he fed it to Linson, and instead it's a no call as Rhode eats an additional free throw after the foul, and he misses it. 17-15, score remains in favor of Rhode.
Yeah, and Rhode Island showing that defense that they've been able to play so well with all year. They've have had a great start defensively this game, holding that St. Louis team just 15 points in the first 10 minutes.
Yeah, St. Louis playing opposite of what we're used to them seeing. 8 points in the paint thus far of their 15, as a foul goes against Rhode's carry, and Thatch goes to the free throw line.
He has 2 free throws.
And once again, we see the Billikens at the line again. Already 3 free throw attempts for the game, make that 4. And the Billikens, obviously a great free throw shooting team, not somewhere we want to see them.
Second one is a miss. Not only do they make them, though, but in terms of attempts, they are the top team in the conference as well, so they can get to the charity stripe. As Rhode up by a point, goes back to work offensively. Rams winners their last time out. Billikens lost their last time out, as Mackay goes to work and lays it up in another bucket for Rhode's Mackay Mitchell. He's now 2 of 4 off the assist from his brother. Rams have hit their last 3.
And Stone, we kind of talked about it earlier, but it appears after both of them being not started, the Mitchells have had a great impact in the beginning of this game as Mackay lays it in.
Steal and score as St. Louis comes the opposite direction. Second chance, no good. Ball's loose on the ground, and it's poked up in the air. Here comes Mitchell again. He kicks it to the corner, and it's a turnover. Just a little too fast.
Like you said there, Stone, the Rams really pushing the floor, moving quickly. Just a little too fast there, but Mackay Mitchell with the steal here and the easy layup on the fast break.
He has 7 points and 2 rebounds thus far. Also a pair of steals.
Checking in the ball game is number 24, Gibson.
And Coach Cox, we mentioned the size of the St. Louis team, and that might have been the idea behind starting Walker and Martin today, but Mitchell seemed to be taking advantage of their size against this smaller St. Louis team.
Here's a three-point bid from Nesbitt, no good. Off the mark, and Rhode has it. Looks like St. Louis scouted Rhode Island well. They're doing a good job of packing on the interior as Carey puts up a 3 and he hits. Jalen Carey. Rams have hit 3 of their first 5 from deep and have opened up what is now an 8-point advantage, their biggest of the game.
And a tremendous step back 3 as we see a foul there on Mitchell. But a tremendous step back 3 from Jalen Carey there, who's leading the team this year in 3-point percentage at 45%.
Jalen with the step back near side, got it. And he's got 5 points now off the bench. Rhode Island on a 7-0 run.
And you can see, Stone, when this Rhode Island team is shooting well and they're not turning the ball over a lot, they can be a really deadly team.
Yeah, turnovers are a good point, Kyle, as inside in a two-handed slam for Francis Okoro. That's what the Billikens needed to stop that run, is to establish a paint presence, and Okoro is the premier forward on this team. 6'9", 235 junior, flushes it home.
Yeah, and a transfer from Oregon, was very highly recruited coming out of high school, was the 24th ranked player in his class. Now, really giving that paint presence for the St. Louis team.
Yeah, Travis Ford, one of these coaches that has mastered the transfer portal, as Shepard feeds it inside. Mitchell is going to get 2 free throws. Foul is going to go against Okoro.
St. Louis foul charge.
Yeah, and as a Rhode Island, if you're a Rhode Island fan, you have to be happy with the pace that they're playing at. Shepard really forcing the issue, driving into the nail there, and finding Mitchell. Nearly got the and one.
It's a shooting foul.
So Mitchell will go to the free throw line.
He has 2 free throws.
Okoro spent the 18-19 season and 19-20 season with the Oregon Ducks.
Substitution.
And of course, where my mind traveled was the way transfers work now and how many years of eligibility you got. My first thought was maybe he was on that Oregon team that beat Rhode Island in the round of 32, but that was a year before he got out on the West Coast. as Mitchell, second one goes through. Rhode Island up 8, nice comfortable lead with 8 minutes left to go in the first.
And the Rams doing a great job on both ends of the floor, really pressuring the St. Louis team on the perimeter and causing some issues inside as well.
Shot clock is down to 10 seconds. It's worked along the perimeter and a foul. Finished the year 2-0 with a victory here tonight against the Billikens. Then on the road at Hawk Hill against the St. Joe's Hawks on Saturday. Rhode would then be locked in at the 9. Depending on which way losses go for other teams, they could get up to the 9. They'd be locked in at the 10. Nonetheless, though, let's get back to action here. 7:20 and change left to go in the first half of an 8-point game. Rhode's bench producing here thanks to Jalen Carey and the Mitchell twins, who are off the bench today for David Cox. Shepard has it with the shot clock at 5. McHale gets it off the back of the iron. Martin fighting for it, and he lays it up and in. Malik Martin helps Rhode Island to a 10-point advantage.
And you notice a little bit more pressure on the perimeter there from St. Louis defensively. Kind of got Rhode Island out of their rhythm. Malik Martin's been so good at getting those offensive rebounds all year.
Walker soars in for the rebound. Another miss for the Billikens. They're one of their last 8. And Rhode looking to open up as Shepard puts up a 3. No good. Second chance. Instead, it's rebounded. Nesbitt with the box out of 2 different Rams. Nesbitt takes it himself, and he's fouled. An athletic sequence for Jordan Nesbitt. And the freshman from St. Louis, Missouri, is going to earn 2 free throws.
And a transfer from Memphis. Nesbitt, though originally a citizen of St. Louis, comes back home, has been a huge contributor this year. 9 points, 4 rebounds per game, and he'll find himself at the line here with a chance to put up his 3rd and 4th point.
Nesbitt 4 points, 7 rebounds. Last time out against Richmond in that Friday night loss. And he hits the first free throw. He was 0 of 1 from the charity stripe to start. But another transfer that Travis Ford has zeroed in on and secured at St. Louis. Ford, of course, the former head coach at Massachusetts and Oklahoma State. As the second one is up and through.
Substitution.
Also had a pretty good playing career himself at Kentucky.
Terrence Hargrove replaces Jordan Nesbitt.
And you see now St. Louis coming out in this full court press, definitely trying to get Rhode Island out of their rhythm by applying a little bit more pressure defensively.
David Cox signaling to his team to slow things down a bit, wants a positive possession. As the Rams work it around the perimeter against a zone look. Walker now with the post up and a nice pass. A one-handed slam for McHale Mitchell. Good vision from Antoine Walker. And a powerful dunk from the big man Mitchell.
And Walker did a great job getting positioned there on the block. Just backs him down, sees his options, finds Mitchell wide open for the slam.
Quickly a silencer though for Fred Thatch. Another bucket up and through. He now has 9 points for the Billikens. Rams trying to work it in the perimeter again, and we have a foul. Or in the paint, I should say.
And you see the ball movement from the Rams against this zone as we see Walker, a great look here to Mitchell for the easy jam. But the Rams will look to move the ball like they have been if they want to break this 2-3 zone.
Substitution for the Billikens, number 12, Martin Linson.
So some substitutions as Linson comes in. Okoro comes out. 9 points for Thatch on the St. Louis side is so far the game high. Walker has missed his first 3 field goal attempts and now his first free throw attempt as well. Rhode still up 8 though with 5:30 remaining in the first half.
And you mentioned Thatch. He's got 9 points to go along with 4 rebounds as well for the Billikens. He's been huge early on in this game.
Shot clock down to 10, a corner 3 that's no good for Hargrove Jr. It's out of bounds and Rhode will take over.
Another great defensive possession from Rhode Island. As we see St. Louis only 22 points here with 5 minutes left in the first half. Nowhere near on track for their 77 points per game number.
30-22, Rhode Island playing at their pace right now as Martin tees up a three, and that's off the mark. But St. Louis, again, Kyle talked about it early on, but 78 points per game this season, best in the conference. Rhode slowing that offensive production down as a step back goes through. Nice move and score for Gibson Jimerson.
And that'll be the key for the Billikens if they want to get going offensively. Jimerson, the leading scorer this year, obviously a tremendous three-point shooter, as you saw there. Knocks down the three, and he gets on the board for the Billikens.
That is an elite play from Jimerson, a step-back bucket, good. And St. Louis within 5. Mikhail Mitchell with a miss. Walker fighting for it. Martin in on the action. It's loose, and the Billikens will take over. Take another look at this step back.
Some shades of Klay Thompson there, yeah. Stone.
Creates some space for himself, and he drops it through. Rhode Island does lead this all-time series 13-9, 6-3 here at the Ryan Center, but the Billikens have won 3 of the last 4, including victories in the last 2 matchups. One was in St. Louis last season. Rhode Island on the road, the one-time conference victories. One of those victories comes a couple weeks ago here at home against Davidson, who's the top team in the conference this year. As Collins works, steps back, and he hits. Another step back from St. Louis, and these guards do such a good job. That time it's Yuri Collins, but creating some space, and even if it's just an additional few inches, being able to get that ball, in this case from Collins, who's only 6 feet tall, to get it over the likes of a 6'9", 6'10" Mitchell. Very impressive.
Yeah, and Collins really with some NBA-type skills as an offensive player does a great job creating just enough space to get the shot off.
St. Louis trying to tie it up. It's a miss on the far side for Jimerson. As Rhode the other way. Shepard can't hit. Mikhail Mitchell goes up, and it's going to be St. Louis basketball.
Yeah, you talked about that win against Davidson earlier, though. Shepard was tremendous in that game, scoring 23 points. And we talked earlier about how important this guard play is for Rhode Island. He started off with a quick bucket, but hasn't gotten on the board since, still with that 2 points.
Yeah, Rhode Island's guards have slowed down a bit. Elamine has found himself on the bench for Rhode, but he does have 2 threes to start the game. Thomas has played some minutes, has no points. Collins again controls. Feeds it inside. Rhode trying to force the steal. Instead, it comes back to St. Louis. It's another block for Mitchell. How about another attempt? No good. The Billikens so good crashing the offensive glass, but Rhode again with a nice defensive sequence.
And both teams really going hard after the offensive glass as Carey gets the lay in there.
Jalen Carey impressing. 7 points in this first half.
Now we see how the pace is starting to push in this one.
Shepard is going to get whistled for the foul. Both teams are in the bonus. He's taking a look here at this Carey take, though. Left side and lays it up with the right hand.
Yeah, and that puts Carey at 7 tonight for the Rams. That ties him for the leading scorer. He's also 1 for 1 from 3.
Of course, Jalen Carey, the former Syracuse Orangeman, has been here with Rhode now for 2 seasons. Collins puts it up and through. Transfer from St. Mary's now is Yuri Collins. Talked about his nation-leading assists and assists per game. He came into the game 4 assists shy of breaking the all-time single-season record with 235 as Jimerson, and there it is. That's his 4th assist of the game, and now he stands alone. Right on cue, Yuri Collins has become the St. Louis single-season record holder for assists with his 236th assist in the year.
Yeah, a historic ending to a historic season for Yuri Collins. Like you said, now leading all-time in assists in a season, and leading the country, like you said, 8 assists per game to go along with 2 steals per game, which is 3rd in the conference.
Can't finish the layup as the Rams get the stop. Clutching on to this 1-point advantage. And Rhode turns it over. Billikens looking for the lead in the final 100 seconds of the first half. Corner three, got it.
That's a three-point basket for
Basket good for Gibson Jimerson.
Yeah, and Jimerson showing how if he gets hot, he can turn the game around real quick. The Rams.
Him and Thatch Jr. Interesting stories, given some red shirts early on in their careers, and then the COVID year last year not counting towards eligibility. Both men have been a Billiken for 3 or 4 years, but are only listed as sophomores and freshmen as the shooting struggles continue for URI. St. Louis was down as much as 8 as Collins squares up for 3 and a miss.
And another good look there for Collins, who has 6 points and 5 assists early on in this one.
Leggett puts up a 3. He can't hit. Wide open. And quickly the other way, and there is the pace again. Gibson Jimerson way out in front of the Rhode defense and gets the bucket to drop through on a layup. 4-point game now in favor of St. Louis, a 12-point swing.
Yeah, and Yuri Collins' ability to push the floor is really on display right now. Gets the outlet pass and immediately goes forward to Jimerson for the easy layup and his 6th assist of the game.
Mackay steps back, he can't hit. His brother was waiting for the...
with 2 free throws.
Jimerson had a 31-point game early on this season on January 23rd against UMass. As that's through for Rhode's Mikhail Mitchell. Rams within 3.
Well, you mentioned that game against UMass, 31 points, 11 of 17 from the floor and 7 of 10 from 3. Jimerson can really get hot and light it up from downtown for this team.
Second one from Mitchell is a miss. And with a 3-point advantage, St. Louis can chew away the remainder of this half and get the final possession secured. Collins is the ball handler. Thomas squaring him up in front.
And you can't help but think that they might try to get Jimerson open for a 3 here.
Collins kicks it. It's a 3, but from Thatch, and he hits it.
That is a 3-point basket for Fred.
And about the first 14 minutes of the first half, but then 3-point shooting and the pace from St. Louis took over.
Yeah, and the key to that is going to be getting baskets on the offensive end of the floor, slowing down that St. Louis team, not allowing them to get on the break where they can do a lot of damage.
Opening possession of the second half goes to St. Louis. As Thatch, who hit that 3-point bucket just before the clock expired in the first half, goes back to work, and he gets the first bucket of the second half.
And Thatch, no stranger to scoring for this team, had 20 points and 8 rebounds against Mercer, as well as 17 and 13 against St. Bonaventure. Just 2 of his 12 double-digit games this year for the St. Louis Billikens.
Yeah, that 6-game winning streak for St. Louis coincided with the first start in the first 6 starts for Thatch, and you can clearly see why the Billikens play better with him out there. He's a guard at 6'3", but he can rebound the basketball, shoot from the perimeter. As the Billikens looking to make it a 10-point advantage. The post up in the paint, and they'll get 10 points and potentially more. Francis Okoro will go to the free throw line as the Billikens are all over the Rams.
And that's a grown man move there from Francis Okoro. Backs down Walker, 3 bumps there, finishes through contact for the N1.
There's a couple looks at it. Free throw to tap it off, and he does miss, but the damage is done. As the Billikens are now up double figures, 10 points.
And the Rams need to get a basket here to establish that they'll stay in this game, slow down this run.
Shepard for 3, and he gets it. Kyle, you're right. So early on in this half, but it starts to feel that way, right? You're quickly looking up. It's a 10-point game after the opponent scores 2 quick buckets, and you needed one. But the other way, and it's a foul, as going up with 2 hands was Okoro, and Walker is whistled for his 2nd foul of the half.
And a tremendous shot from Shepard, exactly when they needed it. Behind the back, plays the screen the right way, and knocks down the 3.
It's a shooting foul.
That is Walker's 3rd, hence why Mackay Mitchell has squatted in front of the scorer's table. Okoro gets 2, and he hits the 1st. 77% free throw shooter as Mackay comes in, Antoine Walker departs.
Yeah, despite a small lineup other than Okoro for St. Louis. Okoro is someone you cannot take lightly in the block. He's a huge body down there, and he can really cause some problems.
And the native of Nigeria hits both on that trip, and St. Louis by 9. Elamine into the game now to start the second half after 2 fouls in the first half. But he does have 2 3-point buckets. As Makai Mitchell posting up, spinning away, and drops it in.
Makai Mitchell.
And a gorgeous hook shot there from Makai Mitchell, going right back at Okoro after Okoro got 4 quick points for the Billikens.
Both teams shooting now over 40% as St. Louis, that one is left short from Jimerson. As Makai Mitchell brings it up and hands it off to Elamine.
And tremendous defense on the jumper there without fouling on Jimerson.
Mitchell spinning away. Shot clock halfway spilled. Shepard, and he hits. Jeremy Shepard's second bucket of the second half, his 3rd field goal of the game. Rhode within 5 as Okoro, another chance at a 3-point play.
And Rhode Island doing a good job early on in the second half offensively, making shots. Shepard starting to get back into his groove after struggle in the first half, but it's the pace on the other end of the floor from the Billikens, and Okoro running the floor wide open for the layup there, finishes it plus the foul.
St. Louis has abandoned guard play here in the early moments, the infancy of this second half, and they have fed the big man. Okoro gets another one. And free throw shooting pretty good too. 8-point advantage for the Billikens. Elamine, corner 3, and that one rims out. Martin fighting for it, comes up with it, heaves it in, and Collins grabs it. Here comes the Billikens. Yuri the other way and offensive. He pushed off against Elamine.
And some great effort from both sides as the loose ball was fought for from the Rams and the Billikens. Eventually Collins ends up with it, but a little push off there. Elamine with some great defense, and that'll go the other way for the Rams.
So Rhode will take over. Elamine's 3-point bid on the last offensive possession was nearly down. He heads to the bench. He's getting looked at by a trainer as a steal and a slam. No, he missed it. Jordan Nesbitt had no one out in front of him, and he couldn't hit the dunk. But Rhode turns it over.
Huge missed opportunity there, but now St. Louis gets another opportunity after the Rhode Island turnover.
8-point game. Back to the big man. That's blocked away. Shepard has it. Lead pass up ahead that's wisely taken aback by Mitchell as Carey soars and he's fouled before the shot.
St. Louis foul charge.
An easy steal here for St. Louis. Jordan Nesbitt as he goes for a little bit of a reach back slam, but unable to convert, and a huge opportunity to build some momentum for St. Louis there is missed.
We saw Nesbitt's athleticism on display early on in this game. He had that layup up on the left side when his face is facing half court. But a missed opportunity offensively for the Billikens that led to a turnover for Rhode, though, and a missed opportunity on that end. Carey pulls up. Mitchell's working inside. It's McHale, and he can't finish. St. Louis basketball.
And St. Louis really matching the physicality of the Rams early on in this second half. Nothing easy for McHale Mitchell there down low, and he misses a hook shot.
Ball handler now is DeAndre Jones. Another guard off the bench.
Notably, Yuri Collins out of the game right now. We haven't seen much of that today, and we'll see if Rhode Island can take advantage.
The ball certainly moves better with him out there. Jones fed it to the corner. Nesbitt now gets the slam. He makes up for it.
Jordan Nesbitt.
And some great movement there from DeAndre Jones. Find the open man, Nesbitt in the corner. Nesbitt uses that athleticism that we've been talking about. Get to the rim.
50-40. As Rhode can't hit, and now this pace is how St. Louis wants to play. The energy, the guards lead it. This time it's a forward inside, and Okoro threw it away. Rhode comes up with it. Rams need a bucket, trailing 10.
And you almost feel like Rhode Island needs to slow it down here, as they do. And make sure that they get a good look at the basket here as Mitchell pulls up for the mid-range and knocks it. 6 for 11. They'll look to improve that number as the game goes along.
Rhode Island defensively showing some full court pressure. One of those unique situations where the coach's timeout in the second half under what would be a timeout means the next whistle will also bring us to a timeout. Thatch inside, and he floats it up and through. That's where that athleticism is on full display from Thatch. He can shoot the three-point well, and that time, only at 6'3", he finds himself inside the post and looks like a forward. As Mikal Mitchell is fouled. And that should for the Rams.
After the foul and the timeout,
I'm probably missing somebody in there as well.
Ishmael Leggett.
Ishmael Leggett, that's right, that's right. Mitchell gets 2 out of the break. First one is up, and it rolls off. Score stays 52-42. Free throw struggles, of course, the narrative for Rhode Island this season. They're shooting 50% from the line now. In this game, 6 of 12. Second one is a make.
That puts Mikal Mitchell now at 4 of 6 from the line. Gives him 10 points, puts him into double digits for the day.
Rams applying some pressure. Billikens break it. A missed 3, and Nesbitt was literally flying. Couldn't flush it home, though, but he was well up there. Seemed like his neck was above the rim. Carey drives, and he's fouled along the baseline. See, now here's the thing, though. Rhode Island's got to make their free throws now because they're doing a good job getting in the bucket, right, Kyle? But free throws are kind of hurting them again.
Yeah, and, you know, they have a lot of athletes on this team, Rhode Island does, and Jalen Carey, one of them. Tremendous at getting to the basket and drawing contact, but it doesn't mean much if you can't capitalize at the line.
That's a great point. Carey misses.
Substitution for the Rams, back in, number 0, Sebastian Thomas, replaces Jeremy Shepard.
Carey this season a 72% free throw shooter, coming off a 3-point performance against Duquesne, but added 5 steals, didn't have any turnovers, and he misses both. That's a rarity for a guy like Jalen who shoots the ball nicely.
And that's 0 of 3 from the line for the game for Carey. Very unusual for him. And another missed opportunity for the Rams to cut into this lead.
Nesbitt works baseline and kicks it out. And driving and a blocking foul against Mikal Mitchell. I don't know about that one.
Rhode Island foul
Thatch driving right at the much larger Mitchell. Mitchell seemed to have his hand straight up there, as we'll see. Thatch just driving straight to the basket, forcing Mitchell to make a play defensively, and a little bit of contact. Thatch will get the call.
And now we have another foul. This time it's against Sebastian Thomas, who got tangled up.
Rhode Island foul charge to number 0, Sebastian Thomas. His first personal foul, team foul number 5.
And that's another thing Rhode Island will have to watch out for in the second half. As they find themselves down 9, they don't want, in the last 5 minutes of this game, St. Louis at the free throw line.
Carey steals it and couldn't corral it. St. Louis keeps it, no good. Carey swats it away, it's poked. Nesbitt elevates, slams it. And the basket's gonna count. I was waiting to see what the official came out of the commotion said, and it was Earl Watson, the official, that comes out saying count that basket. And I think he's right. Carey might have swiped him as Nesbitt elevated. Yeah, that's a clear foul. Tough sequence for URI. 3 fouls on this possession, and it's capped off with a slam and a 3-point play for St. Louis.
Yeah, and Stone, as you mentioned, that really hurts. Down 9, they get the stop. Carey gets a hand on the ball, almost gets a steal, but then it turns into 3 points for the Billikens.
Ball fed inside and turned over. This game is spiraling in the opposite direction of what Rhode Island needs it to. Jimerson, three-point bid, and he hits it.
That is a three-point basket.
And each basket now for St. Louis starting to hurt more and more for this Rams team as they now build their lead to 15. The Rams desperately need a basket here on this possession.
58-43. Carey steps back and he hits. Jalen Carey having himself a fine afternoon, or evening I should say.
Yeah, and that's going to put Carey at 9 points, 4 or 5 shooting from the field. Next year, you know, senior day was just the other day. He'll be a huge guard that'll have to contribute in place of Elamine and Shepard.
And another foul. This time fighting for positioning was Martin Linson. He went back up with it.
Rhode Island foul charge.
And now 2 free throws.
22, Mikhail Mitchell.
Taking a look here at Jalen Carey, though. 9 points now for Rhode.
And Carey, despite you know, the limited minutes that he gets, always finds a way to contribute both on the offensive and defensive end of the floor. He's been a tremendous shooter this year, much improved, 45% from 3. He knocks down the mid-range there as Linson misses the first.
Yeah, Kyle, you mentioned it just briefly, but, you know, the end of the season is upon us here. Elamine and Shepard will both graduate. There are going to be guard minutes up for grabs. Sebastian Thomas, Ish Leggett, of course, who's a starter now, and Jalen Carey are all going to be, you know, one or two of those guys are going to be fighting for more minutes than the other. And then, of course, Chance Stevens, who's the true freshman for next year, that's in the house tonight, that is signed to become the next Rhode Ram.
And Stevens can bring some shooting that Rhode Island desperately needs. But we also mentioned Tress Berry, who you know, hasn't played a lot this year, but will definitely get some opportunities next year.
Shot clock down to 15. Rams work it inside. Mitchell throws it up. It's blocked away. And St. Louis comes up with it. Next whistle brings us to the under 12. 3-point bid. No good.
And like we've mentioned many times in this broadcast, Rhode Island with a huge opportunity here to put themselves in a good spot for that 10 spot. But it's really slowing down here in the second half.
Rams need a bucket. Leggett from the corner, and he gets it.
That is a three-point.
That's a huge basket out of the timeout by Leggett. Gives them some momentum and brings it to an 11-point game with still plenty of time left.
Leggett was previously 0 of 4. Gets his first bucket to go through. As we have a foul against Elamine.
And Elamine matched up on the much larger Francis Okoro. Finds himself in a bad spot there and gets his 4th foul. As we see Leggett here in the corner, a huge shot off the assist from Mikhail Mitchell brings them within 11.
So Elamine has to come out. Shepard comes back in.
The Billikens are in the bonus, and Francis Okoro is on the line. He has 1.
And Okoro goes to the line. And he misses the front end of 1 and 1. And Rhode will take over.
And we see Elamine take a seat on the bench. We can't help but notice that, you know, he knocked down 2 early threes, was on track for a huge day at the beginning of the game. Couldn't really get in that rhythm, though, because of foul trouble, and has hurt the Rams offensively.
Leggett had it this time in the near side corner. Gave it up. Rams go back to work in the post. Mikhail Mitchell, teardrop.
Basket, Mikhail Mitchell.
Rams within 9 now. Nice 5-0 sequence for Rhode. Quickly pulls them within single digits.
Yeah, and with 10:45 still left to go, Stone, plenty of time for the Rams to get back in this one. They just need to start stringing together some stops.
Thatch working. Inside, it's blocked away by Mikhail Mitchell. Ball's loose. St. Louis comes up with it. Another block, this time for Mikhail Mitchell. And Mikhail grabs a hold of the ball.
And great rim protection there as we see Mitchell run the floor, finds Leggett, and Leggett gets it to go.
Leggett with a basket, a 7-point.
Putting on this full court press, similar to what St. Louis did in the first half. And let's see if this pressure can get St. Louis out of their rhythm.
Rhode Island needs another defensive sequence here to segue to the offense.
Yuri Collins here with the ball, who's been very quiet in the second half.
With a foul against Walker, a touch foul. Antoine certainly didn't agree.
Rhode Island foul charge to number 5.
And this has been a very physical game down low between both teams. Linson there battling with Walker on in the post. The refs have been letting that go for the most part today, but not that time.
Linson to the line for the Billikens. Substitution for St. Louis, number 22, Terrence Hargrove, replaces Jordan.
So free throws now for the Billikens.
Martin Linson has 1 and
Linson
1.
gets 1 and 1. And he makes the first, gets a second.
And Linson, despite his large stature, an 80% free throw shooter, very consistent at the line for the Billikens.
Second one is good. Clutch free throws. Again, St. Louis is the best free throw shooting team in the Atlantic 10. So sending Billikens to the line down the stretch is not pleasant.
Yeah, and that's the product of some early fouls from the Rams in the second half as Martin lines up a 3. That's no good.
Martin misses it, and Leggett grabs the offensive rebound.
St. Louis foul charge to number 12.
And the Rams, despite what seemed to be, a game getting away from them, the Rams have still continued to battle here on both ends of the floor, and we see Leggett continuing the effort there with the offensive rebound to give the Rams a chance to cut it to a 2-possession game.
Leggett controlling now. Shepard fed it behind Walker, and Antoine saved a turnover. Thomas inside, and he floats it up and in. 7-point game.
And that's Thomas's first 2 points of the game. A gorgeous floater there off the pick and roll. Cuts it to 7 here for the Rams.
Hop step, no good. Ball's loose. Rams gonna come up with it. Blocked away by Shepard, and Thomas has it. Rhode needs buckets anywhere they can find them, but it's starting on the defensive end as Sebastian soars. Count it! Sebastian Thomas!
A huge play from Thomas there. Gets this Ryan center on their feet. And Thomas with 4 straight points and a chance to make it 5 at the line after a tough floater there.
Sebastian Thomas's second bucket of the game, second in as many possessions. The bench loves it, his team loves it, and Rhode Island is within 5.
He has 1 free throw.
And this game reached as much as a 15-point lead for the St. Louis Billikens. The Rams stayed resilient. Now they find themselves just down 4.
Thomas this season just shooting 33% from the free throw line, but he hits a big one to cut this to 4. Both teams showing great fight in this game. St. Louis down 10 in the first half, Rhode Island down 10 here in the second half, and the Rams have cut it to 4.
And this Ryan center really starting to feed into this game, giving Rhode Island some energy.
Thatch for 3, no good, and Thomas with a rebound. Rams trailing 4. Sebastian again, yes!
And Sebastian Thomas, the Rhode Island native, taking over in his home state, has a chance to make it 8 straight points for the Rams.
Charge the foul to St. Louis, number 22.
As we see a great move to get into the paint from Thomas. Fights through the contact from Thatch. A hell of a job there from Thomas to get it up and in for the Rams.
So 3 straight baskets for Sebastian Thomas. He misses the 3-point attempt to make it a 3-point play, but still that sequence for the freshman, superb. 2-point game.
And Thomas has single-handedly gotten the Rams to within 2 here.
A drive, and now the Billikens will get free throws. The foul goes against
2 free throws.
And a stellar comeback from the Rams, but as was just noted here at the Ryan Center, St. Louis in the double bonus now, so any foul will send them at the line for 2. This St. Louis team can hurt you at the free throw line.
He hits both. That's Gibson Jimerson. Rhode Island within 4. Rhode Island trying to free up Thomas. They get it to Shepard around a screen, and the senior pulls Rhode within 1.
And a great look there for Shepard at the top of the key off of a design play by Coach Cox, and Shepard knocks it down.
1-point affair.
And a big defensive possession here for the Rams. If they can get a stop, they'll have a chance to take the lead back.
It's blocked away. Collins gets blocked by Makai Mitchell. Thomas up ahead to Martin, and he's gonna get a pair.
And the game has just changed since Sebastian Thomas has come into this game in the second half, Stone. You see, pushing the floor, finding the open man there, Martin, but we see here the assist to Shepard. Tremendous shot, cuts the lead to 1.
That sends Malik Martin to the line.
So Martin will get 2.
He has 2 free throws.
Malik making his first start of the year. 11th start as a Rhode Ram. And he misses the front half of 2.
And Martin, averaging 7 points, 5 rebounds this year for the Rams, has been, what Coach Cox considers one of the 7 starters that he has, and can really play as many minutes as Coach Cox needs him to.
Tied up.
And this has been a game of run, Stone, as we see Jimerson open in the corner, but we'll see which team can pull away in this last 7 minutes.
He's not going to miss 2 in a row.
A 3-point basket for Gibson Jimerson.
That's the 3-point shooting on display and the offensive rebounding. St. Louis this season first best in the conference with 12 offensive rebounds per game, and a much-needed offensive board for the Billikens that leads to the 3-point bucket. Leggett drives, he can't finish.
Appeared to be some contact there, but no call from the ref as Collins drives into the lane.
Collins kicks it, a drive, no good. Rhode Island gets a stop. Shepard up to Thomas. Sebastian working. Puts it up, and he can't hit. Rebound for Mitchell. McHale, he can't go. Third chance for Rhode. It's Martin, and he gets it. Third time's the charm.
A tremendous battle there down low from the Rams. Malik Martin so good at those putbacks, and there he is again, finding space for the offensive rebound and getting the bucket, cutting it to 1.
Great fight from Rhode in this game. St. Louis trying to push him away, though. Collins turns it over. Shepard up ahead, and a Rhode lead. Trying to physically keep your legs underneath you.
And that 4 straight days of basketball can be really taxing on somebody's body. But Rhode Island coming into the season as a top 6 team in the conference in the preseason poll, they'll want to earn that respect and skip that first day of the A10 tournament.
1-point game. Ford has 1 timeout. Cox has 2. Coro goes to work. He can't hit. Thatch with the rebound, and he finishes. Fred Thatch. Again, you bring up his height, just 6'3", but he battles like a forward.
Yeah, and he's got his 12th rebound of the game now to go along with 18 points. Thatch has been tremendous all night.
Shepard floats it, and it goes through. Makai Mitchell will get credited with it. He tipped it back up and in. And Rhode back by a point. Back and forth we go here. We're in for it in the final 4:30.
And you can't ask for a much more exciting game to end the season as Jimerson gets to the basket there for the N1.
Jimerson takes it up the right side and he puts it off the glass and through.
And Jimerson demands so much respect from the three. Shepard forcing him off the line there, so he elects for the drive, finishes through contact on Mikhail Mitchell for the and one.
Yeah, it's that slight hesitation. Shepard waiting for a moment, like you said, Kyle, to respect the potential to pull up from three. Instead counted and one, but it's a missed free throw.
Yeah,
St. Louis still up by one.
A big missed free throw there by Jimerson as this leaves the game open for Rhode Island to take the lead here.
Carey puts it through his legs and gives it to Mitchell. Mikhail goes to work and he can't hit. Martin fighting for it, but it's grabbed down by the Billikens.
And this game really hanging in the balance here. We have 3 minutes, 50 seconds to go. Every basket feels huge now for either team.
Collins lays it up and in. St. Louis by three.
Yeah, you know that the Billikens will continue to keep the ball in Collins' hands down the stretch here. Just a tremendous playmaker for himself and his teammates. They're getting the easy basket.
Carey trying to create some space. Mikhail puts it up and he can't hit.
And that possession hurts for the Rams. Really needed a basket there. But St. Louis has a chance to push this to 2 possessions now, and they do. Yuri Collins again.
With a highlight reel play. Straight at the basket, cuts 2 defenders and lays it up on the left side.
Basket here as time starts to wind down in the second half.
Sebastian Thomas owned that one sequence for URI that reeled them back in after trailing 10. As layup and in. Mikhail Mitchell. Rhode needed it, and Mitchell gets it for him. Chance at a 3-point play for URI.
A great move there from Mitchell, using his size on Thatch there, the undersized forward. Pushes him over. Easy layup plus the foul for Mitchell. And a huge free throw opportunity here for the Rams as well.
Mikhail Mitchell quietly with a 13-8 game off the bench. Of course, him and his brother are not starting today, but down the stretch have gotten starting minutes. As Leggett checks back in.
The Rams sitting at 9 of 19 from the line today. But a desperate free throw here from Mitchell to cut it to 2. Huge opportunity.
Three-point game. And 74-71.
Collins here with the ball, as has been the case for the last part of this game, but he misses the mid-range there.
Travis Ford kind of rubs his index finger and thumb over his forehead as if to say, we can get a better shot than that. As Mikhail Mitchell goes to work, and he won't get it, but Leggett comes soaring in to grab it, and the foul's going to go against St. Louis, and again, Ford upset.
And Leggett looks like he'll have an opportunity at the line here, and Ford not happy with a silly foul there from the Billikens.
Team limit. The Rams now in the double bonus, and Ish Leggett comes to the line.
Both teams in the double bonus now the rest of the way. 2 free throws for Leggett. And he hits the first. Needed that one. 8 points now for Ish. 8 and 4. Rhode Island shooting 47% from the field, holding St. Louis to just 44. And 55% in this half as the second one for Ish rolls out. 2-point game.
And that's going to put the Rams now 10 of 22 from the line. Another day struggling at the line, leaving a lot of points on the board.
Final 2 minutes of regulation. Thatch pulls up. He can't hit. Second chance now for the Billikens. Thomas almost poked it away, but Nesbitt comes up with it and he's blocked by Martin.
St. Louis ball.
And the offensive rebounding on display there for the Billikens as Nesbitt comes up with it, but just tremendous rim protection there from both Malik Martin and Makai Mitchell to send it away.
And there's that stat there in the corner of your screen. Rhode Island, one of the top 10 teams in the country in blocks this season. Martin and Antoine Walker have been great complementary pieces to the Mitchell twins. Thatch for three, and he hits straight away, and he nails it.
And a huge shot there from Thatch, using the size of Mikhail Mitchell against him, finding some space on the perimeter there for an open three, and he knocks it down. Huge shot for the Billikens.
Mitchell lost it, he turned it over, and Thatch is right there. And the Billikens can certainly use the clock to their advantage. Doesn't mean they're going to chew it all away, but up by 5 with 54 ticks of the clock left. They can chew this shot clock down inside of 5 seconds.
And it felt like this game was right in their hands for Rhode Island. Only down 2, and they got the stop. And now with Nesbitt with a huge slam, and it feels like this one really went away from the Rams in this last minute here.
This game slipped away for Rhode. Granted, there is some time left, 7 points, and what was literally just seconds ago a 2-point game. Mitchell kicks it. Martin senses urgency, misses a 3. Thomas thinking the same thing. He can't hit. Third chance for Rhode's denied, and just like that, an odd finish to this game.
Rhode Island foul charge 2.
And a real shame. The Rams found themselves down 2 and with a stop, but St. Louis able to finish with their effort on the offensive end and the defensive end, forcing turnovers, as we saw Nesbitt there with the easy slam and getting good looks at the basket in this final stretch.
With a minute 30 left in this game, it was a 2-point game. Now it's quickly become 7. And St. Louis now trying to ice it.
Jimerson there with a rare miss at the line. But 15 seconds here. Fans are starting to file out. Feels like Rhode Island might have missed an opportunity here at a big A-10 win.
Substitution, number 2.
Subs now for Rhode. Shepard and Alamine in. And Thomas comes out.
And despite what seems like
both Mitchells are coming out.
Maybe an insurmountable lead here for the Rams. Cox going with a perimeter-centric lineup here. 5 guards, trying to get some shooting on the floor.
Shepard drives, lays it up and in. Under 10 seconds remaining. Rams are going to double. Jimerson splits it, throws it up ahead, and Rhode's going to wave the white flag.